What is up? What is up, YouTube? Daniel back here for another video. I apologize, I was not able to record anything on my trip to Italy. There's never a time that I felt I was able to. Spending a lot of time with family, dad, sister. I was able to enjoy my birthday, 30th birthday in Mount Amalfi Coast, which is crazy, next level. And now I'm back. It's my first day back on a 36-hour fast. Got my weighted vest back, 40 pounds, morning walk, and want to reflect a bit on everything I experienced there, the trip, the wisdom I got, and just everything in general. And the program is still removing. It's not something new. It's removing, as you see or I heard, even food. One thing I was very distracted with in Italy. Italy has, their standards for food are top in the world, I would say. And for someone that used food very long for medicating himself with psoriasis, being able to have access to that food and experimenting with it was something that was distracting me, creating more noise and, losing signal. At one point I even got disconnected with desserts. So one thing I removed as well is desserts. I had multiple cheesecakes one day, something else another day, and essentially you realize that the devil is everywhere with how he'll grab you and make you chase a feeling. It's realizing that everything is neutral and could be possibly used against you when you're on this path, on this journey. And luckily, after that, I was able to diagnose that, remove that completely, so no more desserts forever. And, anything with sugar, processed sugar, because, the disconnection I get from that is crazy. But that allowed me to get into the fasting, which is something I did probably for a few weeks. I fasted once a week for 36 hours every day. 36 hours every week. And then from there, I got into bulking. So, currently still on that, but I'm going to include that again because, you have to realize that anything you sacrifice from this world, any desire, even being food, is what's going to connect you to the source, God, the one above that's trying to guide you. And let me switch arms here because it's killing my arm here. But you realize that everything is given to you once you remove things of this world, the desires, the main ones being vices, but then you get different levels once you remove those and have those consistently out of your life. Like for me, removing the women, the parties, the drug use as well when I was there, and then getting my macros right so I wasn't overeating. And now where I'm not eating and fasting. And fasting is, what was done in biblical times. People were not eating 3 meals a day. That is something sold to you by the system, by literally sugar companies promoting their cereal. And, they funded commercials saying that breakfast is the most important meal. Breakfast is simply the word breaking fast. So there you have the evidence that, being a fasted state is what is normal, and breaking a fast is your first meal you have after that. So it's not, in the morning, I recommend doing at least 12 hours. You can do 16 intermittent fasting, and then, you can implement a day where you, once a week, do 36 hours, or even you can do 3 days. There's many different levels to it. But, first level 1 is 36 hours, full day without eating. And you can push 2 days, 3 days, even 10 days. People do 40 days. Jesus did 40 days once in his life. And, that's when he got the most temptations from the devil. And that's when you get the most tempted because, like I said, you have an addiction to food you don't know about. And that is when you'll be tested with simple things you didn't see before. Desserts, foods you're eating, stuff like that. But going back to the trip, it was one of the most peaceful times of my life, being able to experience Naples again. I went to Capri, which was beautiful. I did Amalfi Coast for my birthday. The day after I got there, it was just different level. It's crazy. I did Sorrento. I did Positano, I think it's called. I also got to see Sicily. We did Catania, Palermo. It's crazy. It's beautiful. And I mean, I tell you this because it was all God adding that to my life. Once I removed the right things, the first time I was in Europe was in June. We are now in end of August. And that was simply because I removed the right things. I followed my mentor and stopped looking for things to add, which the system tells you, add this, add that, add this supplement. I could have started this video saying, oh, it's not about fasting, it's about adding, this supplement, whatever it is. But it's all when you remove the things of this world, including food, at certain points, you realize how more connected you get to the only truth and the only source, which is, I made a video about this as well with ChatGPT. That's all the devil trying to trick you with fast information. You think, there must be something here because you're getting information faster than Google before, but it's people behind a computer filtering the information you're getting. It's not coming from unfiltered, from infinite intelligence, from God, from the source. Everything that comes from there is the most true, not from this world. It's what creates the things you see around this world, because everything you see here, this, me, is all not real. It's the most real is what you don't see, which is things from infinite intelligence, the source, and what God is trying to show you, speak with you through. But you allow things of this world to combat that, and you give more power to that as opposed to the things he's trying to give you that are not real and will give you more growth than you've seen before. But the point is, those things were added to me. It was a gift for my birthday from family, but I mean, it's not even that gift that I got, it's the way I was experiencing it, because it's all learning how to live and experiencing each moment. If I had that moment last birthday or the one before, even worse, I would have been very disconnected, not aligned at all, trying to see someone to sleep with, to up the experience, because that's what the world tells you. Wherever you travel, you should look for someone to meet, hook up with. Food was one thing I tried as well. Like I said, disconnected me many times. And then I don't want to add parties. I didn't go to party there at all. I'm glad I didn't. But things that people ask you when you go on a trip is like, did you meet anybody? How was it, the nightlife? How was the food? All this basic stuff, all the basic stuff of the world, the desires that people look for. But once you remove those things and you realize that's all about connecting with God, you'll get a much different experience of life. Peace. You'll get peace, alignment, gratitude. And those are the things that connect you the most and attract the most things to your life, because I'm gonna hold up my arm for the rest of this video. It's very heavy with the vest here, 40 pounds. But you realize that the things that are meant for you will be attracted to you once you're in a state of not thinking and just being grateful, at peace. And like I said, it only comes when you remove these things. So the routine was still there. Waking up before 5 every day, tracking my macros every day, working out 3 days on, 1 day off. I was doing it every day before, but it's about building the discipline. And I even did twice a day as well sometimes with the burpees. Very spiritual exercise. But removing the vices, having those removed, no women at all, no drugs, no drinking, whatever it is that you can get lost in. And then not connecting with people as well is very important. People that lower your frequency, that are still lost in that desire state of, oh, I need this, I need that. People that are even chasing money is one as well that I've noticed. I've completely disconnected from those people. Those people are literally like a virus, an infection that will infect the lack in you and thinking, oh, money is the answer. And those people are just very I've had experience with those people. I was one of those people myself. And the thing you sacrifice for getting money fast is your soul, your spirit. And when you do that, you start to work for the devil because you want something fast of this world. And everything of this world is of the devil because it's something that's trying to give you a feeling that you think is outside of yourself. I had that when I was with multiple women, multiple parties on the weekend, drugs, chasing that. The more you get of that, the more you lose yourself, and you think the answer is getting more and more, but you just drown yourself and your spirit. And once you remove those things, when you get out, and that is why I've been able to be on this path. I'll be on this path the rest of my life with the routine and the habits of killing all the devils. And like I said, each day and each week, month, a year that goes by, I'll just get better and better because I connect more to what is most real, which is God. So quick recap, because it was a reset every day of learning to be grateful with whatever situation I was in. Even when you're on vacation, there's times where you lose the ability or the perspective of where you're at. You realize that, you're in a continent that's so beautiful, which is Italy. Like, Italy is, I believe, it's God's land. It's one of the few places that, its culture is still there. A lot of its buildings, architecture are untouched. You see a lot of old buildings. The churches are beautiful. The people there are very nice. Everything is just organic and natural, and it's not needing to be redone or renewed to basically show something modern, which the West does a lot. But it is one of the places I'll continue to visit. Other places I have in mind as well, but Italy is somewhere I see myself living, especially for that ability to connect more with the things above you that are most real. But if you haven't been, definitely recommend it. But like I said, the whole goal is learning how to live. It's not adding something or thinking adding something is going to give you something you're missing. Everything's already within you. It's when you remove the noise and get to the signal, which is God speaking to you through your conscience, is when things start to really take off and change. So that is what I want to leave you guys with. A part of me, is a little bummed out that I wasn't able to record in Italy because there's so many beautiful things I could have recorded. But like I said, it would have ruined the moment I was in and being able to experience that and how I grew in those areas. Like I mentioned, the areas that you don't see, which are the most real, which is how you're operating. Are you grateful? Are you at peace? Are you abundant internally and not always lacking and thinking something's external? Are you at peace again, but also are you not chasing for feelings? Are you learning to attract and just build foundation within you? That is, what's the most important. And you don't get lost in things of this world, because things of this world will tell you to chase for a feeling, chase this girl, chase this business for more money, chase this trip so you feel, all other things, chase this, and you realize it's all for a feeling. It's something that isn't real. It's just, something that you believe, which is all an illusion. And I've been there, like I said, and just getting out of it, just have tremendous peace and more foundation within myself, more power within myself every day. It's crazy. So like I said, right now fasted, going on 40 hours pretty soon. So I've got 38 hours right now. And it's all removing. It's all finding things to remove so you can connect more. And the answers will come to you. You don't need ChatGPT, like I said. You don't need the things, AI, all these things that are being thrown at you to distract you. You just need to know that God is watching over you, to have faith in that. You're being guided, and everything is in His timing as long as you are obedient. It's not believing in God and just, praying and reading the Bible. It's being obedient to how He wants you to live. And that's removing all the devils. Because like I said, Jesus did a 40-day fast and He was most tempted by the devil then, and He passed those tests. And all the battles you'll have are all spiritual. They're never mental or physical like you think. So anyways, short little video. I'm not sure how long it is. Hope you guys enjoyed, got some value from it. More will be coming as I'm back home, back in the routine, and back being able to be connected. Fast will continue. We'll get more updates on that. But otherwise, hope you guys enjoy. Everything is perfect. you're not having a bad life, you're having a bad moment if you're going through anything right now. God is with you, and everything will sort itself out once you have more and more faith in him and less faith in this world, because it is ran by the devil, like I said, and will just give you feelings that are not real, or try to give you feelings that are not real. But anyways, God bless. We'll continue the day. As always, until next time, keep killing it.